Hey everyone, this is Steve from GamersNexus.net, and today we are comparing texture resolution on Titanfall. I used identical settings for all four of these images you're about to see, and it's just the far left is the lowest texture setting, the next one is medium, the next one is very high, and the last one is insane, which is max. So this kind of compares those. I tried to do a video comparison with macros to make sure everything was completely identical. Unfortunately, the mouse movement does not get passed through to DirectX. It's too low level in the stack. So I did my best here, but you will see that we have screenshots lined up as well, so you can kind of you have more time to compare. The point of showing this is to really illustrate a point that in Titanfall the textures are not all that different at the higher resolutions. So on Insane, you can see here right now we're looking at we're looking at a vent on one of the pilot training levels, and there's really almost no difference between the far right three. The difference is in low on the very far left. So first of all, if you're having any sort of issues hitting 60 FPS regularly on a 750 or better video card, then you can probably drop your texture resolution to very high and you won't know any better, truth be told. So even here with the boxes, you can see there's very little difference. With this big metal plate, again, very little difference. The left two, you can kind of start to see a little bit of flatness, but that's about it. So we're getting to some of the more interesting stuff. There's a tank in this room that I wanted to show off. We're going to look at some more vents first. Apparently I like vents a lot, go figure. So the tank, I have some stills of this that are about to come up. You'll see once again that the difference is in the left two images, medium and low, and that very high and insane have almost zero noticeable difference. And yeah, so here we go. And what this really tells us is the game's differences are going to be in the small details like this sign. So if you have lower resolution settings, or texture resolution I should say, you'll notice the differences in these small things in the fab objects that really don't add a lot to gameplay. They just kind of, they're environmental things. Here we're looking at the texture primarily of your arms, of your character model. The model detail remains high, but this shows us that really just stay above low and you'll be pretty happy with how the game looks. And finally, we're going to look at some of the graphics quality in-game. This is just a graphics comparison in-game of various graphics settings. It's not quite as scientific as the others in terms of showcasing the same exact thing over and over, but I do try to show a few things repeatedly, like getting into a Titan and dropping a Titan. So first we're looking at low. Everything's on low here, including texture resolution. This is most noticeable in the guns textures and in the environment textures on the wall to our right. And then we're going to look at, after I'm done ejecting from my Explodey Titan here, it has a special perk called Explodey. It tends to blow up. After this, we will be looking at medium-low, which is going to be medium textures with low settings. And first, we're rodeoing a Titan. Again, look at the actual up-close texture of the back of the Titan. You can see that low resolution in play here, so it is quite noticeable. Now we're dropping a Titan again and getting into it. The smoke coming up is a little bit I mean, it's really all going to be the same except for the textures, so you can't look at shadows and smoke too much here, because the only thing I changed was increasing the texture to medium resolution from low. So you need to be looking at the gun, at the environment textures, particularly the walls, because those are pretty noticeable, and that's about it. And this is what the game would look like on the 5800K if you played with our settings when I benchmarked it the other day. Again, link below for the benchmark. So that's medium and low. Next, we're going to look at insane settings. And insane is, for this one, I max out everything. So we've got 8x MSAA, which is a little bit crazy, but whatever. We have, I think, 16x anisotropic filtering, and then max everything else, and insane resolution textures. So that's this. It's running on a 270x and recording, by the way. So that's pretty impressive for a good frame rate to fraps, record, and play. Here's our Titan drop. In this one, you can notice that the smoke and the particle effects and all that stuff, and even the lighting from the sun in the background, way more noticeable this time in terms of quality than the last two times. And once again, looking at the gun resolution here, you won't notice quite as much of a difference between the previous one, which was medium resolution, and the current one, because as we already showed, the texture resolution really doesn't change the quality all that much once you get past low. So hopefully that illustrates my point. You should be able to play pretty well on almost any texture resolution setting other than low and not know any better, honestly. So check out a link in the description below for our Titanfall benchmark. That's what you're looking at right now. So this showed video card performance in Titanfall. There's also an article linked below for all of the stills in this video, so if you want to see the stills lined up next to each other, hit that link. And that's all for this time, so please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all next time. Peace.